What is up, guys? Jarod and Gabby, we are back with another episode of the Kicks and Shit Show. Gabby, every week I ask you what's good, what's happening out here in these streets, and it's always like, it's been a week, but I have a feeling today, as I asked, Gabby, what's going on out in these streets? You might have a little bit more of a pep in your step.
I do. I have a lot more pep in my step. And it hasn't even been a full week. So at first I was like, has it been a week? I don't know. But guess what finally arrived? Thank you for slowly taking forever to get here.
Oh, snap.
I feel like it's like the Star Wars intro coming back towards me with the thing that keeps disappearing in my background. But, you know, your girl is very happy because the one time she thought she was going to take an L and actually didn't, finally came through. So I'm very excited for my ladies launch 11.
Yeah, you took.
Sorry, really hyped about it.
You took, no, it's awesome. You took a win with those Concord sketches, and they are fire, flames, as
they definitely
say.
deliver. Mm-hmm. Straight flames, but they're really good. They're so cute, and you guys know that I was kind of on the fence about them at first because I thought they were going to be purple. They're somewhere in between a purple and a royal, but I'm here for it. Bring up my eyes, you know. How's your week?
My week's been fine. I don't have any sneaker wins or L's. However, I am prepping myself for a specific launch coming up very soon. An Off-White launch perhaps.
I mean, you know how I feel about those, especially if they're for the ladies.
They do happen to be a women's launch, and you know, look, full disclosure, they're obviously not for me. I'm not getting a size up. I am getting a size in your size for the hopes that, you know, you get them and you get one of these coveted Off-Whites, and it'd be nice, a nice show of the community that we have built between us on KNS.
It's true.
Now, if for some reason we get 2 pairs or something like that, you best believe I'm be like, so there's a lovely pair of Off-White ones that I might like in powder blue. Anybody want to make a trade or anything happening in these streets? So that's the calculus going on right now that we're trying to figure out. But first and foremost, it's can we get Gabby into a pair of Off-Whites? Because, you know, it might be nice.
I mean, it would be super nice, but your girl's a realist over here, and I love your optimism that, you know, maybe we'll get 2. Because I was once there, Jarod. I don't know if you remember, not that long ago, when the Chunky Donkey scam of 2020 happened to your girl, when they were like, oh, you know, we have an extra pair for you for your coworker as we're your co-host as well. And I'm like, yes, I need both of them. I got double scammed, but it was worth it because it's you, and that's what we're all about here.
See, it's all about the teamwork. I will say, I am not getting scammed because I know enough to know. All right, this ain't what it is, but we shall see. Stay tuned. But Gabby, this episode is going to be great because we have a New York City legend.
Woo-hoo.
You know, we've the past couple episodes we've had a lot of guests. We had a famous legend, a basketball legend on in Kenny Anderson a couple episodes ago, and now we have a New York City just. If you grew up around this area or you have been here in the past, I don't know, 15, 20 years, it is and you like hip hop, you like comedy, like you know who this person is.
You know I'm hype. You know I'm super hype.
So we're going to be back with our guest, and we have no hints for you. So all we got to do is stay tuned. What's up, guys? We are back, and we're not alone. Gabby, we are joined by a New York City icon, legend. I mean, he's just out here in these streets. The legendary DJ, comedian, personality, Cipha Sounds.
Whoa,
them up.
That's me. That's a good intro. Thank you. I appreciate it. Can you see my sneaker shirt?
Oh, listen. You come in with the right gear on. And, you know, it's you, so I got to play this drop. Where'd it go? I don't know where the drop went. The drop went away.
Don't get gas!
What happened to your drop?
the drop just got dropped.
Get gassed! Okay, I don't like that one because it doesn't have my name in it. I'll send you the real one.
Oh, see, actually, that is exactly what I need. Please send us the real one because it's going to get peppered throughout this episode.
And by us, Jarod means him. Send us directly to him.
And obviously, you know, folks, the reason why, of course, if you grew up around New York City, adjacent the suburbs of Long Island, Westchester, New Jersey, whatever, and you listen to Hot 97 coming up, that's probably where you got your intro into Cipha Sounds and that particular drop. He was a DJ on Funkmaster Flex's show, and that is Flex's voice telling Cipha not to get gassed. All right?
That's right. And that's correct.
Talk to us about your journey, man, and like that moment when you got on the radio with Flex and you were in the studios at Hot 97 and your life just kind of took off from there.
Yeah, I'm a very big advocate of interning. Every job I've ever got in the music industry started off with me offering my services for free in order to get into the room, and from there I would work my angles. So I always look to help people in that same position that I was. But yeah, I got introduced to Funkmaster Flex from this guy DJ Riz, who's my true mentor, and he introduced me to Flex, and Flex took a liking to me and asked me to intern for him at the radio station. When he went early in Hot 97, Flex used to just be on from 10 to midnight every night. Mm-hmm. And then in 97, they gave him a jock position, which was like just being air personality first. So 7 to 10 was the show, and then 10 to 12 was all his mix shows. So he needed help. And I just read the book, or I didn't read the book, but I listened to the audiobook Outliers, and it's all about like being that right age at the right time. Like, I was the perfect age at the perfect time in the perfect city where hip hop radio was invented, and Flex needed somebody to literally carry crates and get food. And from there, I made a whole life for myself, you know?
And it what a life. I mean, and you were front row to some of the greatest sort of conversations he'd have with hip hop artists, battles. So I mean, all kinds of things. What was one of your favorite memories early from when you started being as an intern and what you saw in the studio?
Man, I there's countless stories. I saw all those legendary Flex freestyles, like with the locks, with Nori, DMX, and Cannabis. I've seen. I was there the night where Terror Squad was supposed to play Rockefeller at the Rucker, and New York City had a blackout.
Yes.
So Fat Joe called the station talking shit. So Jay-Z came to the station with a young basketball player by the name of LeBron James. He said, "Yo, this is my man LeBron. This high school kid. This high school kid LeBron." I'm not into sports, but I mean, the way they were excited, I was like, "Oh, this must be a big deal," you know. All the Jay-Z and Rockefeller freestyles, you know, just countless nights of just the famous Drake freestyle where he's reading off the BlackBerry and everybody gave him shit for it. I was there for all that shit, man. It was amazing. Man. Yeah.
That's like hip hop history, man. You're walking through. I know. See, Gabby's gonna, of course, pepper you with some of her like probing questions. You know how she does. But
I'm not a prober. I don't even know what you're talking about. That's too personal for me.
But I do want to say, and I know it to be true, but the energy that you get in those rants from Flex, right? I mean, those are just straight off the cuff. My favorite, right? Because he's just there, and I'm like, what is this guy even talking about right now? He'll just start on a topic and be like, ladies, 7 o'clock. When I see you in the streets, fix your face. And I'm like, what the? I'm like, where'd that come from? Where are we right now?
It's funny because they sound super random, but something happened to him that day where in his mind he does the algebra to get to the rant, but when you hear it at 7 o'clock, it comes out of nowhere. Yeah, he's been on it all day. And also what I love about Funkmaster Flex, he could have beef with an artist. He could not like an artist. But if they drop heat, it doesn't matter. Heat outweighs everything. If they drop a banger, you play that banger. You know what I'm saying? And Flex also had a rule, because I was there when I was young. I was there to, you know, hip him the music that he might be missing in the underground, in the streets. Me, Big Cap, down the line, Bobby Trans, and all these guys. We would like feed him the street music, even though he was on top of it. If he heard a song 3 times in one day somewhere in the streets, he automatically had to play it that night. So he's in the gas station. Somebody pulls up playing a song from a mixtape. And then he drives down the West Side Highway and hears that song and hears it one more time. Like, that he had a rule, like he had to play it that night. That meant something was happening. And I respect that. Like, he never made it about himself.
Yeah.
And people think he was all about himself. He is really about the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And entertaining the crowd. Now, he loved the reaction that he got from it, but you're the one who won. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
We won.
No doubt. And Gabby, you might have been a little young when Flex was doing this, but especially if the song was real fire, you always knew because he would stop it and like 10 seconds in, like, and we gotta start that again. Like, and the bomb would drop at the beginning. I'm like, Flex, we heard this intro 7 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my Jewish parents used to love that when I played the radio. Let me tell you, at private school.
One of the most famous ones was Nas' "Hate Me Now."
Yes, I remember that.
He played that for 2 hours straight.
I remember.
And like, everybody thought he was getting money for it, but he was like, Nas, Puffy, like, Foxy Brown's brother did the beat. I forgot his name. And Nas was at that level at the moment, and it made like some girl, like a random girl listening to the radio might get annoyed. Like, he's playing the same song over and over, but do you know how that made Nas and his people feel?
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they, like, whatever Flex needed, they were going to do because he blew it up so much. You know what I'm saying? I had the same reaction with, I learned that from Flex, and I did the same thing with Rick Ross, Hustlin'.
Yes.
Rick Ross Hustlin' was a record that was bubbling in Miami. Not even that huge yet, but it was getting big. And Flex was on a college tour, and I got to fill in for like 2 weeks straight. And I did what he did with that song. Well, not as much, not 2 hours, but I played it over and over. Like, Rick Ross cannot say I didn't break that record. No one can say, you know what I mean? Like, I broke it. And just, I learned, you can't do that no more. They won't let you. Like, there's the radio, it's so much handcuffs now.
Yeah, man.
Hence why I left.
I was going to say, now that you've pivoted and you're hot on the comedy scene, that's when we first connected. So how did you want to get into that? What made you decide to go that as your next route?
Just like, I used to do like a lot of funny stuff on the radio. And the reason why I used to try to sound tough and sound like all the other DJs for a while. That's like a New York style. Like, yo, what up? We out here. And what's up? Shout out to so-and-so. And then I remember sitting at, like, I was like, I don't know, 24 or something like that, or 23-ish. And I was like, I sound like everyone else. And I'm not being 100% me. Like, when I'm on a road trip with my boys, they're cracking up, laughing at the shit we do. But I'm not getting that reaction on the radio. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I'm like, I'm not being me. And the moment I started being me is like, everybody started hitting me. Yo, you funny on the radio. You funny. And that became my little thing. So then it started getting so strong that I was like, okay, now the hustler in me is like, what can I do with funny to make money? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I pivot this? So I just started producing comedy shows. And then once you go on stage and you get a laugh, that it's like heroin. Right? You want to get more and more and more. Mm-hmm. And then I started pursuing it for real. But it was just, like, people said I was funny on the radio. So I was like, okay, like, K Slay is the dopest DJ with all the newest shit. And he would have his nights of new artists performing. Mm-hmm. And then, like, Flex's shit was throwing these big hip hop parties. So that was what he was known for. His style of DJing fit that. So I was like, okay, people keep saying funny. Maybe my thing is along those comedy lines. And then I just invented this show called Don't Get Gas comedy series.
Cipha, don't get gas.
Branded. Exactly. Branded it. And it took off.
There you go. That's that layup, Jarod.
Listen, I mean, he threw a lob, man. I had to catch that and throw that one down.
They just have it ready.
I had it ready. The funny thing is, though, Cipha, is that it's performative, right? Like when you're a DJ and you're on the radio, it is performative because you are putting on a performance for the audience. Comedy is no different, right? You're getting up there and you're trying to elicit some emotion from the audience. Now, the difference, of course, in radio is
the purest.
If someone don't like you, you can just hang up the phone on them and be like, whatever, I ain't talking to you. But in a comedy show, if you ain't hitting and getting them laughs, well, that's not good.
You can't, two things. One, you can't hide behind the music. So if you're DJing and the party's whack, you could kind of turn off the DJ booth light and like just play hits.
All the hits.
You could just play hits. When you're doing stand up, it's all you. But what I realized was I thought for a long time my passion was music and DJing. Then I got into comedy, but I didn't lose my passion for DJing. So I realized my passion is entertaining. Like it all falls under the same umbrella because the same feeling I get doing stand up, I get DJing. So then I was like, it wasn't just DJing that I loved. It was more of the entertaining the crowd part. So that's what I get to still do that. And I still DJ too. So.
And so DJing is a thing that obviously I've never done, but we all have gone to parties and events or whatever. And when the DJ is just in that groove and he is really feeling what the crowd's responding to. And I always say it's like a sports player, right? Like, it's like, man, that jumper's so wet, like, and you just hit like 20 in a row, like whatever, or you're on a hitting streak, like you got the crowd. So every song you play the crowd is just erupting. What is that feeling like, and what's the parallel in comedy?
Bro, there's nothing like that feeling. Like, it's a couple different terms, like if you're in the zone or you got that vibe, but there's nothing like I walk into any club or any event that I'm DJing, and I've been thinking about it all day and been like, okay, what type of people are going to be there? Is it a corporate event? Is it a holiday party? Is it a straight hood party? I want to get that feeling, and I fight hard to get it. A lot of DJs just leave it to chance. They leave it to chance, and like I fight to like play the right songs in the right row for the right length of time to get that reaction. And when they get into a groove and they start screaming after every song you put on, woo, there's nothing like that feeling.
Gabby, you've been at parties like that.
Then,
oh yeah, not during COVID. I don't know what kind of rumors you're trying to start, but
you going to COVID parties?
Person party right here. I can raise the roof in the privacy of my own home. It's lit.
Oh man. Remember when we thought COVID was going to be like 2 months?
Yeah. Meanwhile, 4.5 months later.
Stuck outside in New York City, man. Like, it's a modern day love story. I can't.
Yeah. So with comedy, I get it. I get spurts of it, but I'm not a master yet where I get that. There's a woman named Jessica Curson. She's Jewish. Gabby, you know that.
We're best friends.
Yeah, we're all buddies, all Jewish buddies. She is this Jewish woman, lesbian. Like, bro, she goes on stage at the Comedy Cellar and like has people laugh. Like, she has a 15-minute set. She has people laughing from 14 and a half to from 1 minute, half a minute to 14 minutes. Like, where people their stomachs hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't. I want to get to that level. I get people laughing in spurts. I also have a different style than her. She's like wham, 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 wham. But like, she's what we call a room ripper.
Okay.
I want to get to that level where, and also like, she might say something off-putting right when she gets on, and she'll lose the crowd. And I'm like, she's about to bomb. And she like gets them back, like fights through the dirt and the mud and gets them back. And you're like, at the end of it, you're like, she's the greatest. It's crazy. And like I work with a lot of great comedians, but what she does is like I host a lot at the Comedy Cellar. Anytime she's on, I stay and watch. Like I love it so much.
You peeping game.
Yeah, but you've got a cool style though. Like I like that you've kind of merged your background in hip hop with your comedy. I mean, I think that's something that nobody's really doing out there. And just, I mean, you might not be a room ripper, but I don't know. I mean, you've got a great style, and I think like the things that you've done with the Comedy Cellar, like the brunch. I mean, your girl loves brunch. Just looking the way that I look, of course, I love brunch. But add some comedy now. Come on now. Like,
for when I first started, I was just trying to write jokes, just trying to write funny jokes, and I was doing good in the beginning, but then I wasn't feeling like me. So then when I started bringing in my radio talent and my hip hop background into comedy, because there's not one comedian I know who can tell the stories I can tell. Okay. They weren't there in the room with Jay-Z and DMX and Nori and all those people. You know what I'm saying? So like I was like, okay, I got to use this because no one else can tell these stories, and I got to bring it into my thing. So then I wanted to do this brunch show at the Comedy Cellar because day parties were becoming the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, I want to do a brunch show at the Comedy Cellar. And they laughed at me. They're like, who the hell's coming to a show at 1 PM? I was like, okay, can I do it for my birthday? Yeah. They didn't know there was like this brunch culture. And I did one for my birthday, and it was ram-packed.
It was wild. I remember that.
They didn't even have enough servers because they thought it was going to be a flop. And the week after that, they were like, "Hey, can we do this every week?"
That was a dope show too. The Cellar is my favorite place too.
I miss brunch.
To be able to do it there, you miss brunch.
I mean,
I missed the brunch.
Yeah,
I missed the brunch show.
Yeah,
I could make avocado toast here.
He said, "Cipha avocado toast."
Cipha,
don't get avocado toast.
I can't.
When did avocado toast become a thing?
I don't know. It's like some hipster PR shit.
Yeah.
Like the overcharge for bread and mashed avocado.
Yeah, it's just nachos and guacamole. Like it's the same thing.
It's like a fluffy nacho. That's what it is.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you know what people like instead of chips? Bread.
You put anything on bread?
Oh, sold. No, this is good. We are so excited to have Cipha Sounds here. We're going to come back next segment, and we're going to talk a little bit about Cipha's sneaker game, what he's into nowadays, what's going on out in these streets during this COVID pandemic while he can't have brunch and he can't do his shows out at these clubs. So stay tuned, folks. We will be back. What's up, guys? We are back with Cipha Sounds.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about sneakers. We are a sneaker show after all. So, Cipha, I know you're out like Gabby in these running streets. Now, hold up. Do you wear ankle weights? Because she wears ankle weights when she goes out.
All right, let's relax with the ankle weights, okay? I think everybody needs to get ankle weights. I'm going to be an ankle weights influencer someday. Just you wait. You know what, Jarod? I'm going to autograph a pair just for you.
I can't wait to get my ankle weights autographed by you.
No, I'm not up to ankle weights yet, but it sounds interesting. I would try it. Wait, you run with them, or that's for walking?
I think she
walks.
A
little bit of both. I usually do my power walk with my bike shorts and my little fanny pack situation. It's a real situation.
Listen, first of all, I'm fine with biker shorts. I'm fine with fanny pack. Do you have to do this?
I mean, it's just like I don't look like I'm like milking a cow while I'm out there. You gotta get the arms going on.
But why
I watch a lot of professional walking on TV. That's like the most.
Why do they have to do that?
So
it helps with the momentum.
Yeah,
right?
so it's a known thing. When you move your arms faster, you will start running faster. Like it's a thing.
Walking.
Yeah, or walking. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want to walk faster, then just run.
Then jog.
Yeah, you're trying to get your walk to be right under jog.
Right on that cusp, exactly. I'm going to be like, how can I do the most while also doing the least? That's like the threshold.
Yeah.
So we have this thing, Cipha, where we're like, yo, running shoes are generally trash. Although, I do like my Nike Air Zoom structures. Those are nice. I mean, Gabby, you were like, they're okay. But I like it. But What's up with your running shoes?
I don't know. I don't know what they're called. I have a friend at Nike. Her name is Dawn. She was the person. You know Dawn?
No, I'm just giving her.
Oh, she was the. She's the person that lace artists, not athletes, but artists with sneakers. And she always used to hook me up when I was on TV. She used to hook me up a lot more when I was on TV. She throws me something now and again, throws me a bone. But she sent me these when she found out I was running. So I don't know what they're called.
Oh, okay.
What do you know what these are called?
They look fire. I know that. I don't know what they're called, but they look nice.
Infinity React. I don't know if that's what they're called.
Yeah, the React is that extra cushioning layer that they have. Like Maxes have that too.
Yo, these are fire.
They're fresh looking too.
She gave me 2 pairs. One pair, I don't remember what they're called, but I didn't like them. They I don't know. I guess my foot like kind of is twisted or something. I'm all jacked up. But I think those other sneakers is why I hurt my knee because the way my foot was. But in these, these are pretty dope. So I'm not mad. I wouldn't wear them in real life, but they're a good running shoe.
That's what everybody says. They don't want to wear them in real life. Like my Asics, I've worn them out once and people are like,
what are those?
Why?
We had
why do they?
Here.
I mean, you guys are experts. Why do running sneakers look so horrible?
Well,
I can't figure it out, honestly.
Our original thought around this is that because if you're actually running, right, you have to protect. I mean, it's like shock absorption. You got to protect all the joints. Like it has to be functional. So fashion ain't what they care about when it comes to. It's got to make sure it's structurally all right.
Why not? Why
there's
not?
Nobody. Yeah, there's nobody that says okay. Great function, make sure they work properly.
Yep.
But let's throw a little swag on there. Like, what is stopping them from like somebody jumping in?
I will say though, those are nice though. The ones
those are right.
I would rock those.
Are some of the. I was gonna say those are some of the better looking ones. But I feel like if they can make a Jordan a golf shoe. Like, why do running shoes have to look like trash?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that really too much to ask? I mean, like, I don't run that fast that you can't see the sneaker. Like, you can see what's moving in my little yogging.
Yogging. Shouts to Anchorman.
I'm like the 12-minute mile group, you know. Your girl still working. Me and the old ladies back there, but.
I mean, what if they did that, right? Like they do with the golf shoes. What if it's like a Jordan silhouette, whatever, and then just made it into a running shoe, right? Keep the same silhouette, but just make that running bottom.
And because also, here's the thing. I'm not trying to run a marathon. Like, I only started running when COVID hit, right? Because I was literally like, I just want to go outside and get a little exercise. Yep. And before that, I never used to get exercise, which is why I lost, 35 pounds during COVID. But, baby, I'm looking sexy. But, but like, I'm not trying to run a marathon. I don't need the sneakers that's going to help me run 20 miles. I want to look fly on my little 2-mile run.
He said fly on the 2 miles.
I mean, like make a shoe for the people like me who are only running 3 miles every other day just to get a little heart movement. You know what I mean?
Like for the 5K group out there that they're like,
give me a 5K fashion sneaker.
That's right.
Oh, yo, okay, Nike. I know y'all watch this pod and this show and listen to us because we got friends over there. 5K fashion. You heard it here first from Cipha Sounds, Gabby Rosenthal, right? Jarod, Hector, KNS. If we see that come out and we don't get no credit, like man, we coming for you.
Yeah, we should write that down. 5K
we should.
We should. You know what? I'm an idiot, right? My friend Dawn sent me some running pants when she sent me those sneakers, and I guess they're XL, I think. So. Nike, I don't like the way you tie Nike pants because you pull the string this way.
Yeah.
And then you have to like loop it and then you have to try to catch it so that it doesn't loosen when you know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
I actually don't know what you mean, but Jarod,
okay, so like it's not just like one string around. Like if you buy some cheap sweatpants, once you pull the string, it gets tight.
Yep.
And then you just tie it and it stays the same. The Nike ones, you pull them the opposite way. You don't pull it the way if it was just one string around. They're like engineered a certain way. And you got to pull them tight and then try to tie it. But then when you go to loop it, the tension will break a little and they'll get a little looser. So I'm like, I was I'm looking it up online. How do you tie Nike pants? And like, I called. I say, yo, I'm sorry to bother you. I know we're going through a pandemic.
How do I tie these pants?
I go, how do you, they always get loose. Da, da, da. And I'm talking to her, and she's like, well, they should be a little loose, but da 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 da. So we're talking for like a half an hour. And she goes, Sipe. She goes, have you lost weight? I go, yeah. Like at that time, it was like 20 pounds, 25 pounds. She goes, have you lost weight? I go, yeah, like 20 pounds. She goes, yeah, you have to size down, dickhead. She's like, you're because they're too big. That's why you can't get them tight. I was like, it never occurred to me that I gotta go to large. It literally never occurred to me. I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. Like, she's like, they're too big for you. They're engineered for when you put them on normally, they should sit on your waist. Yeah. And then tying them is just because you're about to run, but they should still sit on your waist even if you don't tie them. I was like, oh no, mine are just falling off.
Oh, you need like a belt, Sadie. That's what you need for those. You need a belt.
I was gonna sew the little belt straps on my Nike pants.
A nice little black leather belt on, just going for a casual 5K.
The reason why is because everything was closed at the time. I couldn't go buy new ones. So I was like, how do I fix this? Do I put like a chip clip on the side to hold them together?
A chip clip.
That would be so amazing if you had that. That's like the best kind of like.
You got like the bag. You hold the ruffles together. Where it's like, hold on, let me cinch this out of these pants real quick.
And she was like, yo, when we open back up, I'll send you large. I was like, I didn't even think of that. I'm an idiot.
Nah.
That is fantastic. I love it.
No, but I get it though. It's like it's hard right now because you don't want to buy stuff online, have it not fit. The whole process is annoying. Like the amount of bike shorts I have tried on in my home to get to the right pair, I don't even want to admit out loud. So it's pretty embarrassing.
You get them shipped to you, try them on, they don't work, and you send them back?
Well, I mean, now that things are open, I can bring them back. But I got some different ones, and then I kept getting all these ads for bike shorts. So then I'm like, I got to get this one pair that was always sold out. And I was like, Old Navy's doing me dirty with this advertising saying it's available at my local store, and it's not. Like, your girl's very fragile. This is like a lot of stress to find the right pair of bike shorts. So in my own way, I feel like
these are the conversations I have with Gabby. So I was like, bike shorts and
ankle weights.
And ankle weights.
The 80s are back.
And the 80 pack. By the way, you have to make that a K&S fit check. What's up with the whole thing?
I mean, maybe. That's a lot of leg for me on the gram. Like, I have different lengths of bike shorts. Like, the long ones are in public. I got ones that are kind of like a mid-range one that I'm like, all right, now I don't feel like my tush is hanging out. And then I have like the ones that I'm wearing now that are borderline indecent. But I actually went out in those one time. I was like, oh shit, I got to move my car. And I ran out. If I don't have sunglasses because I'm a vampire. and I ran out in no sunglasses and these like little booty bike shorts. I was like, you know what? Now that I'm out, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. We're gonna make a day of it. Like my hair is gonna pineapple on top of my head.
Just
but
go
that's
with
not
it.
normally my style. So like, I just gotta get over my own insecurities and just show a little leg on the gram. I mean, Sipha knows this is probably the most revealing outfit you've ever seen me in, and I'm in a t-shirt.
Listen, you have your aesthetic and you stick to it. Ninjas. Always a ninja look. I'm with you on that. But we're talking about these running shoes and can we make fashion functionable and 5K fashion. Nike, hit us up. You know it's good.
Wait, would you consider the Yeezys a running shoe?
Absolutely not.
People say that. I would never. I mean, they cost too much money.
Who are you talking to?
Well, because they use the same technology to boost it. Like
it seems people that are like my friend Mo Amer, he's a comedian. Like he loves Yeezys. He said the most comfortable shoe he ever wore. So if they're that comfortable and soft, I wonder if they're good for running.
So most comfortable, yes, I agree. So the first pair of Yeezys that I got were the Beluga version 2 350s. And I was like, these things are ugly. I'm going to try them on. I never win. I mean, I never win any raffle. I won a raffle. Mm-hmm. I was like on the plane flying back from London when I got the email being like, your sneakers have shipped. And I'm like, oh shit. So I was like, let me try them on. And I swear, it feels like you're walking on clouds and wearing a sweater. Like your feet are like cradled amazing. But I would never run in them because I feel like my feet would swim around in them too much and I would hurt myself. And I'm clumsy enough already. So
what I was saying, though, is the boost technology that they use. That's the same technology they use in a lot of their running shoes. So so that whole cloud, soft, cushiony. You know, because you got to get some impact, right? Think about it. Your feet are striking hard concrete. That's shin splints and all the rest of it. Please tell me about it. I'm going through a little running issue right now. I might have a ankle sprain, but story for another day. Oh. Yeah, not good. But back to sneakers. So, we just read recently about StockX having one of its best months ever in terms of resale.
Really?
And that resale market is crazy. And I have to imagine, right? A lot of people maybe early in COVID were like bored and like, F it, I got to buy me some shoes. Now that might have slowed down as people started to run out of money and the government, hint, ain't extending benefits to people who lost their jobs. So it's like, what's going on now? But StockX, Gabby and I talk about the resale market in sneakers all the time. And listen, I get it. People got to make their money, grind, capitalism, all that. But this stuff is out of control, man. I mean, you're talking like thousands of dollars for pairs. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, you get these bots, these guys who buy these shoes, literally 20, 30, 40 pairs. And I'm like, man, come on. That's when you get onto the sneaker app, you got nothing. Because some bot already bought 40 and you're out. I don't know. Thoughts, Stife? What's up with that?
Well, I mean, I personally agree with you because it's like it's so far out of control and I don't understand it. But, like I'm a big believer in like, I never try to knock the youth, what they're into, because I know when I was a kid, people knocked what we were into. So things seem to go out of control. But then I also I remember when I didn't want to switch to Serato for DJing. I was like, I don't want to DJ on a computer. I want to DJ with my records. And it was like, I had to have a talk with myself. It was like, it's never going to go backwards. Technology is always going to go forward. So now technology plays a big part in these sneakers. And I'm spoiled because I grew up in New York City, where it's the biggest city in the nation, and everything we wanted came here. And there's probably a lot of people in a lot of places that don't get access to the same sneakers, and the internet made it available to them. You know what I'm saying? So, I just know what I do warn people about is like everything has its time and every bubble will burst eventually. So the shit where New York City was the nicest, most beautifulest place and gentrification, and then COVID hit and we're back to the 80s out here in these streets, yo.
Legit back to the 80s.
We back to the 80s. Like, yo, I got harassed the other night by some homeless dude. This is not my proudest moment, but I might have went in to get one of them late night hot dogs at Grace Papayas. And I mean, you can't just get one. So I was getting two.
Yeah, of course.
And this homeless dude was like, yo, let me get some money. So I was like, yo, when I get the change, I'll give you,
Right.
And he, Grace Papayas on 6th Ave by the Comedy Cellar?
No doubt.
So the doors are wide open for the summer. He closes the doors.
And you like, oh man, come on.
Like kind of locked me in.
You a little bit.
Yeah, and then like the guys who work there, they have their own door, so if something was to pop off, they could run out into 6th Ave.
You just out here.
And I was like, yo, do I gotta like butter knife stab this guy? Like, or like corn dog stick? You know what I mean? Like
corn dog stick. The corn dog?
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so my point is every bubble will burst. So, this sneaker thing can only last but so long. But I don't know. I have no income right now, so I haven't been buying anything. Who's buying? Like, everybody's just fine?
And the resale is just crazy right now. Like these Off-White 4s that are coming out this weekend, they're going for like $900 on StockX. And I'm
already? They haven't even come out yet, and the resale's already set at $900. They're not even out yet.
Who's got $900 to spend on kicks that are going to get dirty? Like, these are light color. I mean, they're fire, and I love them, and I've entered every raffle. Let's not get it twisted. But your girl's not paying $900 for them. I'm not in the hooking phase of the.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm happy that somebody's winning, but it's not.
But it's not.
I mean, I sold a bunch of sneakers on Stadium Goods. I sold I didn't realize I would check my portal or whatever you call it every week, and only like one, like I got 2 pairs of the Pharrell Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
See, here's the thing. No, I don't want to disrespect anybody. We're all friends here, right?
All friends.
All
This is a
friends.
safe
No
space.
disrespect. I am not a sneakerhead. I'm a Nike head.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect.
None.
So if you
You're
give
loyal.
you give me free Adidas, I appreciate it. I even tried them on, and I'm like, they're not me. So I might have sold them. I don't know. Some of them. I still keep some because Pharrell, they just look fire. But they're not me. But anyway, so those sold fast. So then I put some old patent leather Air Force Ones, like circa Dipset.
Dipset.
Yeah. And they weren't selling for the longest. And then over COVID, I happened to look at the portal and everything was gone. Like all my inventory was gone. And I was like, who's buying this now?
You'd be surprised.
It's crazy. And I think sometimes people accidentally buy them, right, Jarod? Like,
Gabby accidentally buys shoes sometimes. That happens.
So I like to watch the marketplace, right? So
Maybe you accidentally bought them.
So on StockX, you can bid and like put what you want. So like I want to pay like 120. Now I notice that the bid real like unachievably low.
Right.
So these Cuban links, these ladies 95. Shut up, Jarod. They were going for over $200. I'm like, let me put it like around 160, 170 retail. Great. Fine. And I've done this before. I like to watch the market. I want to see how things ebb and flow. I think it's fascinating. Like someone lowered their bid. Now the ask is higher. Just seeing how things fluctuate. 48 hours after I listed it, it was like, great, your sneakers are on the way. Your purchase is confirmed. But I'm like, I just paid my taxes. What do you mean my sneakers are on the way? Sending me a present for being on time this year? Like, what is this? And yeah, so they're on the way.
And let's be real about that, right, Cipha? Because you were saying you got no income coming in. Yo, hey man, rent's coming due on the one that's coming out automatically. Now I didn't budget for this sneaker money to come out. Yeah. What's happening now? Now your accounts start acting real funny. You get that note from the bank like, yeah, so.
Was this a fraudulent purchase? Actually, this time it was not, unfortunately. This time was legit.
You're like, no, unfortunately, I wish it was.
We went to, I was on tour with Dave Chappelle and Mo Amer and a bunch of other guys in Europe right before COVID hit. And there's a StockX hub or whatever they call it in London or outside of London. So Mo knows the guy Josh that owns StockX. And he's like, yeah, go by the facility. They'll give you a tour. So we go over there and they give us a tour. They show us how they authenticate sneakers, which is crazy. They got the ultraviolet lights. A lot of it has to do with smell, which is crazy. Like they can smell the glue. Like Nike has a specific kind of glue. But anyway, so we're like, hey, what's that pile over there? And they're like, oh, those are like returns, or like sometimes UPS or something will mess up the box. So the customer doesn't want it because the box they want it to be perfect. So they just have them around. And we're like, can we buy those? They're like, yeah, we can. And they brought out a bunch of sneakers in all our different sizes, and we went hamburger, yo. And then they showed us some fake sneakers that looked like perfect, but they had a different smell. But I was like, can I have those? And like, nah, we don't sell the fake ones. I was like, can you throw them out and then I'll go get them later?
Out the trash.
The best kind of dumpster diving ever.
Yeah. But it was an amazing operation the way they had that. All these sneakers come in, they get authenticated, and they go out same day.
It's crazy the way that they turn it around. On one of our past episodes, I sold a pair of Yeezys. I was telling Jarod, I sold them to StockX, and the man at UPS was like, oh, Yeezys in the box. And I'm like, yo, mind your business.
How did he know they were Yeezys?
Because so with StockX, you have to put in like the receipt into the shoebox. You can't just put it in the package. And I was like, I'm going to be all stealth about it. And this guy was like, I was like, thank you for announcing my expensive purchase that I'm sending that is open Can I get a tracking number? I'm going to wait until this gets scanned. Thank you very much. Trust nobody out in these streets. Mm-mm.
No, it is crazy because that sneaker resale market's serious out there, right? And I think people know that, right? That the brands, they're scarce, right? The amount of pairs they make are limited, and they know that because all the bots and different people buy them up. And that secondary market, man, it's like tickets and everything else. That's how you make the markup and the premium. But to your point, Si, it will at some point, right? The bubble will pop because eventually people will be like, yo, we don't have money for this. And honestly,
out of money.
Not to get like political and economics on this show, but with COVID and with jobs slow to come back, I could see the sneaker secondary market taking a hit. We won't see it today or tomorrow, but the next 12 to 18 months, I could see those prices going way down.
I don't know, though. Nike and Jordan are releasing a lot of heat right now.
They
like
are.
all the stuff that's coming out, I think people are going to be like, great, I have 2 kidneys. I only need 1. There you go. Send it my way. Clearly I've never thought about that.
I guess there's a lot. I always forget how many people there are in the world because no matter how many people we know that are into sneakers, there's a lot of people out there that we don't know. And also, like, no disrespect, but some cornballs who just have money and just want to buy, you know what I mean? Like, you think you could buy, you can't buy cool.
Right.
That's
you know,
right. That's a
they
lot
try.
of it is. Absolutely.
Yeah. They try to buy cool, and that's fine. I mean, you know, live your life.
I love it.
Okay, so
live your life.
speaking of buying cool, though, what sneakers did you end up with at StockX?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm gonna show you in my my shoe and tell.
Oh, look, yo, that is what we call a transition. That's a professional right there, folks. Stick around. We'll be back with Shoe and Tell with Cipha Sounds.
Cipha, don't get gas.
I knew it was ready on the side.
You knew it was coming. Stay tuned, folks. Hey guys, we're back with Cipha Sounds. But before we get into Shoe and Tell with Cipha, you casually mentioned just now, you know, when I was on tour with Dave Chappelle in Europe.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit more about your connection to Dave Chappelle?
Dave, I mean, I've been friends with Dave since, I think, 2001. I was a DJ on the Chappelle show. He's one of the first guys to tell me to do comedy even before I even tried it. And then we lost contact when he that horrible accident of the $50 million. But I mean, when he came back, we've been cool, like he never left, you know what I'm saying? And that dude, he's my favorite comedian. He's the funniest guy on the planet, but I don't care if he never performed again or ever told a joke. Like, that guy is the greatest guy on the planet, man. He's so cool, so smart, the best guy to talk to, and really cares about community. And he's doing these shows in Ohio. Mm-hmm. And he's spending all of this money to put on these shows that are super, like, to the strictest letter of the law of Ohio social distancing and all that stuff. And I go, Dave, why are you doing all this? And he goes, my friends want to tell jokes. Like, all of this shit he's putting on because his friends want to tell jokes and we need somewhere to tell jokes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, he's the greatest. He's super cool, man. Yeah.
So it's interesting. You like Chappelle's, funniest guy, favorite comedian, funniest guy on the planet. So what I find interesting is I have this conversation with people, and this whole who's better, who's the best. It's comedy, so it's subjective. But as someone who's in the industry now as a comedian, tell me what the difference is. Not necessarily what makes him better in your mind, because my favorite comedian is Chris Rock. So tell me in their stand-up, what's the difference in their stand-ups to you? Not necessarily what makes whom better, but the differences.
Okay, Chris Rock is incredible. Chris Rock is almost like, I look at Chris Rock comedy as he's making a closing argument in a court case. Chris Rock presents an issue and beats you with the evidence of why that issue is true. Women be doing this. Women be doing this. Women be doing this, right? And it's like if you listen to his special, he will say the same thing over and over, reset the joke, and he makes his case. But the thing about Chris Rock is he is my enemy, Michelle Wolf. Fuck Michelle Wolf. She toured with him for a while, and she said when he's at this part of the show, on this part of the stage, he holds the mic with his left hand because he's going to do something with his right hand. And every night, that shit is on point. And he is doing a presentation with facts and his argument. Now, it's comedy, but in his mind, he has made this to be true. I believe this. This is why you will convict. You know what I mean? Dave is like stream of consciousness sometimes. I've seen Dave talk for 4 hours on stage and just flow. Yo, another thing about Dave, and mind you, Dave will have a killer set if he needs to. But if he's just vibing one night, he just vibes. Me and him had a conversation at the airport about a Biggie song and why this Biggie song meant so much to us and this lyric and that lyric. 3 hours later, he's on stage and has a whole routine about the Biggie song.
That's brilliant.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? And any conversation you have with him is like input, data.
Yeah.
And he will use it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've never heard him say that Biggie joke again.
Yeah.
It was just that night, that day, something hit him.
It's that idea about different kinds of artists, right? It's like, okay, giving you like a blank canvas and you got to just take whatever comes in and make some art out of it versus, right, being a tactician, right? Someone very tactical, like, no, here are the 7 components. Here's how I layer a joke, boom, when it gets to my punchline, right? Both will elicit a laugh out of the, right? You're going to laugh at the end because the joke is funny, but it's in the setup and how they get to that point. No, it's well said. See, you were a student of the game. I appreciate that.
No, I study this shit. I study it. I watch, like any show I go to, I sit and watch. Sometimes people get tired of hearing it and they go in the back. I study it. And I'm upset because Chris Rock was actually in Ohio last week, but I didn't know he was going. But I study it. And like Dave will Dave is like an abstract painter where Chris Rock is like he knows what he's going to paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still, you still look on the wall.
It's art.
And then it's also what you like. It's also what, what kind of comedy you like. I happen to like almost all types, but I know a lot of people that only like certain types. Stand up.
Well, and the two of them do shows together too. I mean, I remember there was a show that you were hosting that was great, and they like in the middle of it FaceTimes Q-Tip, and I was like, "This is fucking brilliant!" Like this is like real life. Like it's just like real shit that just flows. It's like unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great.
These guys are great. All right, show and tell time, folks.
Okay.
Let's see what kind of heat Cipha Sounds has got over there. Wait, should I
start?
Of course. Let me get the drop ready because I don't want to.
Be ready.
I mean, I think I'm gonna play it anyway, depending on what it looks like. I'm gonna play it regardless.
You're gonna play it regardless. We already know, Jarod.
Probably.
Okay. So, all right, I got a couple.
Oh.
So, I just got into Off-Whites. When I went to StockX, I picked up the 97s.
Oh, Cipha, don't get
this. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, I don't know. Rare sneakers nowadays. Like, you guys do a show about sneakers, so you see all this stuff. I like these as a normal. This is like a. No, I'm not trying to flex, but this is like a normal everyday shoe to me.
I mean, it is, but it's of a certain type of person, though, right? Like, walking down the street, I don't see a bunch of people just wear those. But, like, yes, if you're a certain ilk, that's a regular shoe.
Well,
and the
my
97
problem
is fire.
I wear sneakers, and then I wear them a little too much. Now, I'm not a big Rare sneaker guy. I know you talk to people or you guys study all this stuff. I've never worn these, but I love them to death. You know what I mean?
I can't believe you have
like a little, but I've never worn them yet because I'm scared.
I mean,
I'm scared for them to get messed up.
Air Max 1. I got you. Afterwards, we're gonna spray them. We're gonna treat them. We're gonna let you take them out for a little test drive. How about that?
Shout out to Jason Mark and Crep Protect.
I sprayed them, so I can throw them on one day. I'm waiting for a special occasion.
Yo, those are.
What kind of special occasion would you rock those for, though?
A barbecue.
All right,
no, nothing with sauce. No sauce.
Too much sauce, Brad. Too much sauce.
That would be like an invite to the Emmys with a tux,
Ooh,
and then no, you know what I mean, something like that.
I got you.
And then
Yeah.
and I would try to like not even wear them. Like I would put them on at the event.
See, Cipha's my kind of guy. I'm not even wearing them to the spot. I'm gonna put them on in when I get there, and then take them off when I leave. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just like also, right, Jarod?
My favorite sneaker of all time is an orange and gray Air Max 95, safety orange.
See, you speak in Gabby's language. I mean, I love Air Maxes too, but Gabby loves Air Max.
I've never worn these yet. They're still laced the way I would fix the laces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But anytime these drop, I'll buy 2 pairs.
Okay. I like that.
I just the orange and gray. I like these better than the original neon.
Okay.
The neon green or neon yellow, whatever.
Yeah, with the green that they came out in. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got those 2, but these. I remember one time there was a sneaker store in Vegas in Caesar's Palace, and it was like a shitty bootleg sneaker store in Caesar's Palace. It doesn't even exist anymore, but it was like one of them like 125th Street sneaker stores, but it was in Caesar's Palace. And I walked in and they had them like dead stock. This is a long time ago, but like, whoa, you got those? And he's like, yeah, we got a bunch of those. I bought like 4 pairs. This is a newer release because I think the older ones, the bubbles were like a little smaller.
A little smaller, yep.
But the ones from the it's fucked up though, because the ones from that Vegas sneaker store that I bought, I still have in my basement, but I've learned recently that sneakers that don't get worn start getting dry and fucked up.
You got to air them out a little bit.
Yes,
yeah.
indeed.
I didn't know, so that I probably got a lot of sneakers that are messed up.
Shout to our guy Sneaker Galactus Chad Jones, who told us all about how you got to make sure you take care of your sneakers, even if you dead stock them. If you dead stock, that's fine, but they got to get out and breathe because that glue will start separating, and then it's over.
But you have to fix though. Like I got a guy if you need.
I got a guy.
Yeah. Okay. So now I was never into Jordans growing up, but I like Jordans now, and I know I'm a little late, but my first pair, I had like 1 or 2 pairs of Jordans that were kind of just around. And then Jordan used to send me sneakers when I was on MTV, and I would be like, ugh, I hate Jordans. And I would give them out.
What?
Yo, like my friends that were with me, like, here, take these. I don't want them. I'm an idiot. No, straight idiot.
I don't think I've heard Jarod ever make that sound before, by the way. I don't know what that was, because I had to adjust my headphones.
So one day Wale came to the radio station and he bought us all Jordans. So Wale bought me these.
Oh, well,
these are
the True Blue 3s, yeah.
And these are like original, like these were like I think he got them from Flight Club and he autographed all the boxes. Like they're still like they're getting messed up on the side.
I mean,
I actually had these repaired from one of those guys, and it's still. But I never. These are 3s, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The 3 is one of our favorite silhouettes.
They're comfy, man. They're real comfy.
I love the
So
3s.
I like these, and I have another pair that I never opened, but these actually are the ones.
These you've rocked, right? You've worn these ones before, or do you have another pair like those? Yeah, I think I've seen.
They look terrible, but also I'm getting older, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wear a terrible looking sneaker. It's fine, guys. But
I like that's your terrible looking sneaker.
I know. That's a fly.
No, look how messed up it is.
I mean, you got a little crackle in right there, but yeah.
Like wearing these, like I was like, oh, thanks, Wale, Jordans, whatever. And then my boy was like, yo, those are true blues. Those are true blues.
Yep.
So I put them on, and I was like, ooh, these are kind of comfy. So then that's what got me into Jordans.
Oh man, he said thanks, Wale.
These are another StockX purchase I got. I have not worn yet, but I'll tell you this: any sneaker. These getting. Any army green, olive green sneaker, that's just my shit. Okay. New York.
Oh yeah.
These are bait too. The bait.
Camo jacket. Army hat. You know what I mean?
That was like,
come on, these are nice.
Yeah.
Listen.
Shout out to Travis Scott. Mm-hmm.
So now you mix it with hip hop. Like I gotta get them. Like rapper Jordan olive green. Like how do you not get these? Now,
If you take L's like me, Cipha, that's how you don't.
are these getting discolored, or is that how they come?
Though,
I
I think you're right on those.
Oh.
You're right on those.
This part's a little different than this color. You notice?
Yeah, it could have a little bit of that gum sole treatment instead of it being the pure white. That's what I think it is.
That, it could,
This is
could
what
be,
happens
Where
when
these
we work
get?
at home, guys. We get the Jarod and I debate all the time about the color of actual sneakers.
Yeah. Yeah. So like my these are sixes, correct?
Yes.
Travis Scott sixes.
Those are
Yep.
sixes.
So I got the black, the infrared, and this part always gets discolored.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you could do about that?
I mean, listen.
You can take it to a repair place and get it treated. Yeah, you can, and they can brighten that right up.
Really?
Yeah, I got you.
See,
I got it back.
we got it all here. See, that's the thing, right? Like, Cipha is he's a combo kind of guy. He's a dead stock and a livestock guy, right? Some shoes are dead stock, some are livestock. We do them all here. Here's an interesting question for you, Cipha. When you go and you're in Vegas at that shoe store and you're flying commercial coming back, but you bought 5 pairs of shoes, where do those shoes go on your way back home?
I've done many. I've shipped shoes before.
Mm-hmm.
I've bought suitcases.
Carry on the plane though. I don't go under the belly. Shoes do not go under the belly. No.
Yeah, I would probably carry on the sneakers and then put my luggage. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But like, they weren't. I never when I was buying a lot of sneakers, they weren't as crazy as they are now. Like if I bought 3 pairs of these, nobody's going nuts. Like nobody's gonna, it's a regular. It's just my favorite. It's just a regular Nike, you know. Well, yeah, the I'm gonna tell you what idiots we are. We were at StockX in the UK, and me, Dave, Mo Ammer, a couple other comedians and friends of ours, we all got a good amount of sneakers. We load up the car we were in. We go back to the hotel. We're all like, oh man, how are we gonna get these home? Like, what are we gonna do? We gotta buy more, because you want to keep the boxes. You want to get.
Box got to be intact too. You can't damage that box.
So we have a party that night, and the guys from StockX come to the party, and we're like, "Thank you so much. We really appreciate it." I mean, not a party, the show. And we're like, "Man, we're like trying to figure out, how we're gonna get these home." And the guy was like, "Why didn't you just ship them from StockX?"
That's amazing.
Literally, the truck was there. He was
explaining.
He was explaining how they ship sneakers out every day. And we're like, man, how are we gonna get these home? So they came back and got them for us and shipped them.
Listen, shouts to shouts to StockX. Didn't think I'd ever say that.
Shout out to StockX, man. But yo, we were like, all like, we are fucking idiots, yo. We're idiot. The truck was there. We're like, damn, how are we gonna get these home? There's so many.
Oh man, but yeah, I can appreciate that, right? Because you're so excited when you get them. You're just like you want to take them with you. You're like, yo, these
takes over everything.
Yeah.
That excitement, like that's how I get, and I black out. I lose myself. I don't know my last name anymore. I'm kind of like.
But yeah, I don't live here. I'm not gonna wear them.
Right.
Why am I dragging them back to the hotel?
Well, maybe you're gonna wear it that night for the show.
These I wore. These are the ones I got and I kept and I wore.
Okay.
Those are fashion.
Okay.
But you know what? This Virgil guy,
Virgil guy.
Yo, I know Virgil. I didn't know I knew Virgil.
This is the best story ever. I didn't know I knew Virgil.
I didn't know I knew Virgil. I DJ'd the Bape store in New York City anniversary party. And Virgil was also one of the DJs. And he came on right after me and he's like, yeah, I'm Virgil. My name's Virgil, da-da-da. And I was like, I know that name from some. This is a while ago before like what we know now. Mm-hmm. But Virgil came from like Kanye West camp,
Chicago.
Right?
He's from Chicago.
Yeah, like he's like, oh, I'm Virgil Abloh. I was like, oh, I think that's Kanye's boy. I'm not sure. He's like, yo, Cipha, I'm a big fan. Thank you. So I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever. This guy's coming on next. This guy sucks.
This guy sucks.
Phone ready to play for you.
So then, so years later, the guy from Bape sends me the flyer, like, hey, remember, like one of those, Instagram, like 5 years ago today,
yeah.
And it's like Cipha Sounds, Travis Scott performed, Virgil Abloh DJ'd. I was like, wait,
What?
that was what? That's him? Abloh, that's the same guy?
Yo, it's like
That's funny.
that's on some real famous person shit. You're like, I don't even know if I know that dude. Oh, it's like, yo.
Casual.
Yo, I know I've met so many people. It is like, it's okay. This is the last thing before we go. This is why I think I've gotten far in my career. I'm not the super most famous person, but I have no beef with anybody, no drama. And it comes from my boy Frank Sinatra.
Shouts to Jersey.
Frank Sinatra, baby. He said, I read it in his book, but he always used to say it. People will never remember what you say, and they'll never remember what you do, but they will always remember how you make them feel. How you make them feel. When I come around, I'm pretty sure in my heart, when I come around, people feel good. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I bank all my relationships on. That's what I bank my success on. People go, oh, Cipha's here. I like Cipha. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, no one, I mean, there's haters always, but no one ever really goes, oh, here comes this fucking guy. You know what I mean? And I think that's just what.
I say that sometimes, but
yeah,
no,
you say it.
Well,
how you make them feel. Remember that, man. How you make them feel.
Yo, I mean,
Facts.
damn, Cipha, you put us up on knowledge. I mean, that's a perfect place to end the show, Gabs. What do you think?
I mean, I agree. I was gonna show a shoe, but now I feel like I can't. You know, it's like not the same.
We can edit it in.
I was gonna show my new pair of Tivas that I just got. You know,
my new pair of Tivas.
Like, you know, this is what the regular people out here.
I got something for you, Gabs.
Cipha, don't get gas.
All right, with them Tivas. Anyway, Cipha, it's been a pleasure, my man. Cipha Sounds. Where can the people find you?
Look, right now everything's slow. Just follow me on Instagram at Cipha Sounds. That's where I post everything. CiphaSounds.com. It's a website that's up. Don't put anything on there because I got nothing going on. But there's a lot of little shows in New York opening up, and if you follow me, you can see these little backyard Brooklyn shows we're doing, and then just trying to like, look, I want to stay good at comedy, so you got to keep doing it, but also like, you really see the people in the audience need just a little laugh now, man. Just a little pick me up. So we're doing a bunch of these little shows. The Comedy Cellar has these Zoom shows, not Zoom, but streaming shows. The Stand Comedy Club is doing these shows on the sidewalk. Really nice place on 16th and Park. Some stuff with Eastville Comedy Club I'm doing, and just any little piece where I could just give a little laugh and just get us through this stupid time that we're in.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for joining us. And folks, you know where to find Kicks and Shit Show. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher. We're on YouTube. Every new episode drops every Monday. Also, social media. We're on Facebook. And you know where to find us on Instagram and Twitter at Kicks and Shit Show. And we'll see you guys soon. Take care.